My friends and I were always fascinated by the supernatural, especially werewolves. We would spend countless nights exchanging stories and theories about these mysterious creatures. Little did we know, our curiosity would lead us to a terrifying encounter with a werewolf. It was a chilling autumn evening, and my friends and I had decided to go on a camping trip in the woods. We picked a spot near a lake, surrounded by tall trees and a thick underbush. The perfect setting for a spooky night. As we sat around the campfire, roasting marshmallows, I couldn't feel but a sense of unease. It was as if we were being watched. My best friend, Lily, noticed my discomfort and said, "Relax, it's just your imagination playing tricks on you." But I knew it wasn't my imagination. The hairs on my arms were standing on the end, and I had a strange feeling in the pit of my stomach. Ignoring my instincts, we continued chatting and enjoying our evening. As the night went on, we heard rustling in the bushes nearby. We dismissed it as an animal and continued our conversation. But the rustling grew louder, and it sounded like something was circling our campsite. "Okay, that's definitely not an animal," Lily said, her voice trembling. We all fell silent, our eyes scanning the darkness surrounding us. Suddenly, a howl echoed through the woods, making our blood run cold. It was a howl like no other, filled with rage and hunger. A howl that could only belong to a werewolf. We quickly packed our things and decided to move to a different location, further from the lake. But as we made our way through the woods, our flashlight flickered and died, leaving us in complete darkness. Panic started to set in as we stumbled through the thick underbush, trying to find our way. Just when we thought things couldn't get any worse, we heard the howl again. It was closer this time. It was sent shivers down our spine. We picked up our pace, desperate to get away from whatever was out there. But it was too late. A large figure emerged from the shadows, its eyes glowing in the darkness. It was a werewolf. A massive, wolf-like creature that stood on its hind legs. Its fur was dark and matted, and its claws were razor sharp. We were face to face with a real-life werewolf. We were frozen in fear, unable to move as the creature let out a menacing growl. I could feel its hot breath on my face, and I could see the hunger in its eyes. It was sizzling us up, deciding which one of us to attack first. Just when it seemed like all hope was lost, the creature suddenly launched towards Lily. She screamed and ran in the opposite direction, and the rest of us followed suit. We ran blindly through the woods, the branches scratching in our skin and twigs snapping under our feet. Adrenaline fueled our escape as we struggled to put as much distance between us and the werewolf as possible. But it was no use. The werewolf was fast, and it quickly caught up to us. One by one, my friends were being taken down by the creature, their screams echoing through the night. I was the only one left, and I could hear the werewolf hot on my heels. I stumbled and fell face first on the forest floor, my ankle twisted onto the fall. I tried to get up and run, but the pain was excruciating. I knew I couldn't outrun the werewolf in this condition. I turned around. My heart dropped as I saw the werewolf standing over me, its fangs bared and ready to strike. I closed my eyes, preparing for the inevitable end. But nothing happened. When I opened my eyes, the werewolf was gone. I looked around confused and terrified, trying to make sense of what just happened. Then I heard a voice. "Are you okay?" I turned, and to my disbelief, I saw a man standing beside me. He had a scratch on his cheek and was covered in dirt and leaves. but there was something different about him. He had a kind look in his eyes, unlike the ferociousness of the werewolf. I think so, I stammered, still in shock. The man helped me up, and together we looked for my friends. But they were nowhere to be found, and all that was left was their torn clothes and scattered belongings. It was as if they had vanished into the air. The man explained that he was a werewolf hunter, and he had followed the creature to our campsite. He had seen it transform back into human form and offered to help me get home. I was too numb with fear to ask any questions, and I just followed him, grateful to be alive. As I arrived home, I couldn't shake off the feeling of dread and anxiety. I had seen firsthand the true horror of a werewolf, and I knew I would never be the same again. From that day on, I couldn't even look at the moon without feeling a shudder of fear. My friends were never found, and their disappearance remains a mystery. But for me, it was a night I would never forget. A night where our curiosity about werewolves turned into a horrifying reality. From that day on, I knew that some things are better left as myths and legends. And as I looked up at the full moon at night, I couldn't help but wonder if the werewolf would ever come for me too.